Robbie Rotten tries to ruin everyone else's fun by dressing up. Essentially.
Camp.
Hello, Meg.
Hi, Els.
Hi.
Shall we just acknowledge what's really going on here? I'm handcuffed to Elsie's wardrobe in the tiniest space known to man. In my poorly state, I'm quite ill.
Yeah, you look it and smell it as well.
And she's forcing me to do this, and she's insulting me while we're doing it. So,
I mean, yeah, ideally, Meg would be the one sitting against the door because I don't want her to feel trapped, but this is the way it has to work.
So, how have you been?
I've been cold.
I've been cold.
Yeah. And I've spent the last week sleeping in the living room on an airbed in my own flat.
Yeah, just because of, like, the
walls. Yeah, the actual infrastructure of my bedroom.
Yeah.
It's just covered in mould. So.
Didn't fancy another lung problem, did you?
Not...
Like, with all the other problems going on in your life, the last thing you need is some janked up lungs.
Yeah. So,
which is actually weird because of the two of us, I'm the one with the janked up lungs.
I know. Every day I think, thank God I'm the one that has the mouldy room.
No, because here's the thing is that I am on such high strength steroids to make my lungs work. That it actually would be probably better if I slept in here. Obviously, that's not an offer.
No.
I will be sleeping in my normal room, my nice normal room.
How are you, though?
I'm quite poorly. I'll level with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You are looking a treat, though.
Thank you. That is very nice of you to say. Yes, I've just had some eyelash extensions put in because I've just had a loft extension. Like I've just had it put in. Yeah. Like, no, I'm graduating on Tuesday. That's right.
Congratulations.
I've got a degree.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you look like a doe-eyed deer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's not the greatest thing going for eyelash extensions when you're quite ill because you are laying with your head tilted back for 90 minutes. So all your snot and stuff is just pouring down your throat and you're just hacking away, trying not to move or cry. Yeah, it's an experience. But, she was very nice about it all.
And now you look like a pretty princess.
Thank you. But I do feel shit. I'm so sorry, Elsie. I'm coughing germs all over your microphone.
It's fine. That's why we have two. I will not share a microphone unless...
Right? You'll just share everything else with me like a house.
Or food.
Food. I don't know if you know this, but I actually lick your door handle every day, so...
I won't touch it if you haven't.
Oh, well.
I like the way it slides.
I like the way it tastes. You like the way it slides? I didn't hear what you said. I was too busy being witty.
You're the one that licks it, you dirty pig.
Yeah, but not because it's funny. Because it's tasty.
What are we doing this week?
I've been trying so hard. Just sitting here trying to remember what it is in Icelandic so I could say it in
bless you.
in Icelandic, but it went in one ear and out the other, really. So it's LazyTown. That's what we're doing.
I can do it.
Okay.
Afram Latiber. It's probably a really bad pronunciation, but
it wasn't a pronunciation. You didn't even try. There was no accent
I did
there.
Try.
It wasn't very authentic. You should have played it on your little phone.
Yeah, my phone.
On your little phone.
Yeah, we're doing LazyTown.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, sing it together. No one's lazy in LazyTown. Go, go, yeah, get it together. No one's lazy in LazyTown. Hey, hey, sing it together. No one's lazy in LazyTown. No one's lazy in LazyTown.
So the way that we're going to do this, I've got structure actually for the first time ever. We're going to go into Magnus Scheving.
What a name. What a name.
Yeah. Well, the guy that played Robbie Rotten is called Stefan Carl Stephenson. which is pretty legendary.
But the thing is, that is two of the same name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So Magnus Scheving, the guy who wrote it, directed it, produced it, played Sporticus. We're going to talk about like his sort of biography,
Right.
and the evolution of LazyTown and how it came to be the show that we know today.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to talk a little bit about what it, like the content of it, like what it actually was. Then we're probably going to talk about the music, because that's like a whole section within itself. And then we're going to talk about the lore.
Okay.
And I don't mean LAW, I mean LORE. Yeah, because that's the kind of podcast you're listening to, folks, I'm afraid. So this is a short biography of Magnus Scheving. So he was born in 1964 in Iceland. He trained as a sports teacher and then retrained as an architect, and then decided to not do architecture anymore. He decided to do carpentry instead,
okay.
Working on the front line. He built his own house. He was in his 20s, and he said that he laid every brick. He just built his own house. So this is where shit goes bananas.
Are you going to do it, or am I going to do it?
B.
A.
B. This shit is...
This shit. It's shit.
So this is where it goes crazy, right? On a whim... What?
Imagine if that's what she'd sung, though.
This shit goes crazy. BANANA. So I'm quoting from a Guardian article, quite a long Guardian article about Magnus Scheving, where I learned pretty much everything I know about him. So on a whim, a woodworking pal bet Scheving that he couldn't become the world champion of a sport of his workmates' choosing inside 3 years.
What the fuck?
I wish you could see Meg's face. Clearly, frozen tundra carpenters have a finely honed sense of humour, because he chose for Scheving competitive aerobics, a cult appeal sporting pursuit that finds contenders attempting a series of increasingly technical jumps. A conventional star jump, say, which is completed by the aerobic master landing upended on a single hand instead of 2 feet. To become a champion, one has to complete as many of these fairy-dusted technical feats inside 2 minutes.
I think I've got actual opinions about this.
Right.
I think it is. I hate it when people are dared to do things and are really good at them. You know Connor Swindell's off of Sex Education?
Yeah, I know him.
I think he's a really, really, really good actor. And I think I read somewhere that he was basically dared to audition for a play, then was cast as either the lead or one of the leads.
Wow.
And was scouted from that performance.
That's amazing.
And it's like, how fucking insanely lucky do you like really, really lucky people. Oh, it just rubs me the wrong fucking way.
So we go up, up, do the jump, move around and clap your hands together. Down, down, turn around, having fun is what it's all about. Oh, 1, 2.
Well, he did the same for his friend. So Magnus Scheving bet his friend that he couldn't become a world snooker champion.
And he did.
He did. How crazy is that?
What would you choose for me?
We should do this for each other.
Yeah.
I'd choose luge.
What's that?
I want to see you sliding around on your stomach.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
I could do that for you now
It's
if
a
you
Winter
wanted.
Olympics one. Or curling. I just want to see you sliding.
What, so either sliding myself or sliding a solid piece of granite? Okay.
Yeah.
I would choose darts for you.
Okay.
Because I think it would do you good to do a sport where you can hold a pint.
Yeah, I think that would suit me.
Yeah, I do.
So in 1992, Scheving became the Icelandic men's individual champion in aerobic gymnastics. In 1993, he became the Scandinavian champion, and he was European champion twice in 1994 and 1995. He was voted Athlete of the Year in Iceland in 94, so basically our sports personality.
Right.
Then he became a much sought-after motivational speaker and hosted a chat show from 91 to 93 where parents would come on and ask him how to raise healthy children. So he's everything that Joe Wick wanted. Wicks.
We just recorded this entire bit and have restarted because Elsie kept calling him Joe Wick and he's Joe Wicks, and she's just done it again.
I think I'm thinking of John Wick.
Yeah, you are thinking of John Wick.
He's everything that Joe Wicks wanted to be.
Yeah,
but never really got there.
Does he have a cookbook?
I think now he runs a restaurant.
Oh, so
he's just better. Yeah, he's Joe
Wicks, but
better.
You did it again.
I know. I thought I saved it.
Are we re-recording this again?
Yeah, no, we're not.
Oh, okay.
No. Did you do the Joe Wicks workout?
No.
No. Of course not.
Are you calling me fat?
No, I'm saying.
You dead in the eye and said, of course not.
I'm saying that you're not the type to participate in that sort of forced fun.
I went for a run at 5:30 every morning of first lockdown with Victoria Mumby. I know. So that's my mum.
And that was, I know. Oh, you're talking to the listeners.
Yeah, that is my mother. Hi, Mum. I love you.
Ziggy's sweets are mine. That birdie's tweets are mine. The city street, both your feet, they're all emphatically mine. It all belongs to me. Everything that I see. North, south, east, and west. I caress it, 'cause I possess it. I'm stingy, and it's mine.
I've shown you the video of him competing at the World Cup of aerobics.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's incredible that there can be a World Cup of something and you not know it even happens.
Yeah. It's a niche one.
Yeah.
It is. I do recommend you watch it because I can't believe that someone can actually do that with their body.
It's
incredible.
When you see when you see toddlers running around and you think, oh my god, how have you got that amount of energy and how can you do that with your limbs? It's like watching a grown man do that, but like in a really orderly fashion. So.
It's insane. And also, you know how in gymnastics, like the girls have to like do little dances and wave little ribbons and the boys just get to do straight gymnastics.
Yeah.
Not so with aerobics. You do not know camp until you have watched competitive aerobics. It will humorous.
Change your life.
It's like interpretive dance, but like really, really intense. Yeah, all right. I'm going to read a quote from this Guardian article, actually, that he says about aerobics. He says, he notices me smoking. He notices me smirking. You think aerobics is not a cool sport? He says playfully. I think you are wrong. It requires amazing discipline, flexibility, fitness, knowledge, and you have to do it all with a big smile on your face. Also, I once performed in front of 10,000 screaming women. I tell you something, I'd rather do that than kick a ball around in front of a few men.
All right, Magic Mike, fucking hell.
Have you seen the BBC Breakfast interview with him and the girl who played Stephanie? So I might play a clip from it, actually.
Yeah.
Pause for clip.
We're just trying to get kids to get up, start walking, start moving.
We did something in Norway very interesting. We got 23,000 kids in 2 days.
And they handed out all these pedometers so that kids could count their steps and keep walking.
And over 20,000 kids signed up, and we were supposed to walk to the moon. And back, and they did. They went around the world many times.
I find the only difficulty with children watching LazyTown is that then you have to turn off the television and say, okay, get out, because if they're sitting on the sofa watching the telly, it's quite hard to get them.
Well, they can dance with us
in the living room. Normally what it is that entertainment really, motivate us. Like, for example, I used to play Tarzan or John Wayne or whatever. So I think entertainment really does that. So I think even if the kids are watching, they still have it when they go out and play. And because when I go around the world, kids are showing me push-ups in one arm. They're doing jumps. They're doing star jumps wherever I go. And it's very and I mean this clothing and suddenly you're Sportagus. They showed me.
Well, how do we know?
How do we know you can really do those?
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, ready? So it's this, and then you can go down and up And then you do this, jump. Ooh, up, one arm. Are you ready? One arm to the side, and up, and a jump. Ah, like this.
Well done. Okay, here we go. No. Double backflip.
I'm a bit hooked up, actually.
Yes.
We will talk
I know you can do it because I've seen it.
Juliana, no, we don't want you to do a display, but how rigorous is your exercise schedule?
Oh, I mean, I'm always dancing. I'm always staying active,
Yes.
going out running, and I mean.
And how long do you think you're going to be wearing that pink wig and doing the splits on LazyTown?
I'm really not sure. It's all up to fate, I guess.
Do you know how once they challenge him to do the aerobics?
and he gets on the ground and starts
does
doing
it,
it.
and they're panicking.
Yeah, because that BBC studio is not insured for that. Like, that's not on there. Like, there was some lawyers panicking watching that.
Yeah, and then he sits down, but he sits down on the side of the presenters. I think it's like a cultural difference.
He does.
And they don't know what's going on. They're like, "Oh, he's sat next to us now."
Yeah, it is really strange. Like,
But he's just a really confident, friendly, outgoing...
He's like, now I'm one of you. We are the same.
And he leaves Juliana Rose Murillo on the other side, on her own, just this little girl.
They're sat next to each other on the guest side of the sofa. He gets up, flaps around on the floor for a bit, sits next to the two news presenters, leaving this little girl who must be,
10, 11, 12.
On the sofa by herself on the other side.
And the presenters are just like, they're pros, they're just going along with it.
Yeah.
So to give you some sort of idea of this guy's personality, firstly, he's a motivational speaker. So that gives you some sort of idea.
In my head, he's nice. He's like a sound guy, but he's a bit insufferable.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna read you some quotes.
Okay.
I've never been drunk in my life, he says. I've never even tasted beer. Which I can see that.
Yeah.
Like he calls vegetables sports candy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's his way of trying to get kids to, is a nag, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's a nag.
LazyTown is not just a town, it's a state of mind.
What?
That's fun.
Try the new podcast, Lazy Mind.
This makes him sound like a really cool person, to be honest. A very good father by the sounds of it. He says, at the weekend I usually have around 50 kids running around my back garden. They are all friends of my kids. I know all their names. We have barbecues, put up tents and play soccer. I love it.
No, the thing is, what gets it for me is he's a cool dad by the sounds of things. Doesn't that then go on to diss his wife or like his marriage or something?
Yeah, that's right. What he says is, I think I'm a pretty good father, but I'm maybe a lousy husband.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. Well, we have come to the section where we're talking about actual LazyTown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In 1995, he published a children's book called, you say it.
Afram Latiber.
Thank you.
Narc.
The first recorded work in the LazyTown franchise. So it's about...
Tell me you hate fat kids without telling me you hate fat kids.
No. Yeah, but right, here's the thing about LazyTown and Magnus Sheving, right? It never, ever, ever mentions size or weight. Listen, if you want to say that and make it difficult for me to edit, it'll just stay in and everyone can hear you saying it. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was at the peak of the moral panic around the obesity crisis, which was a made-up thing. I think it's really amazing that they don't mention size or weight in LazyTown. And I'm going to play a little interview with him where he sort of addresses this as well. I think it's a really good attitude to have because the show is just about like getting kids to be active and that's all really. It's just about like playing.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do if you don't want any lashing out from the public.
Yeah.
2009 is coming up. People are a little bit depressed. I thought this new year, I said, I have two choices. It's a bad year, it's a good year. It's going to be a fantastic year. 2009, every challenge is going to come. It's going to be great. I'm going to take every single challenge and try to say, this is going to be great. Thank you for letting me take part of this 2009 experience.
I love your positivity. How are you going to get children here? I mean, we've got this thing about obesity and children being overweight.
I think, like, for example, when a politician asked me here in England, how can we make England healthy, okay? I don't think they should talk about obesity. Nobody want to talk about obesity. You want to show them solutions. Here's solutions. You want to show them the beats. This is where we're going. Ta-da! So I honestly think you need solutions. People talk about it, but there's no solution. So in my mind, I wanted to take LazyTown here to England, and I want to associate with fit kids. So I want to take it to the communities, to local clubs, to schools, that kids can come and actually have 1 hour, like a sports school, that they can have 1 hour, they can move either with their parents or without their parents. And I just want to try to, because we know how to move kids without, we never talk about it.
After the book came out, they made, by they I mean Iceland, made a touring theatre show.
What?
They made a theatre show.
No.
Yeah, called Afro-Matibe.
Oh, yeah, no, this is the thing that looks like Paddington, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
so you can find it on YouTube. So
I don't know why you'd fucking bother.
Well, I did.
Yeah, I know, so did I.
And then I showed it to you and we kind of got sucked into watching it all. It's quite mesmerising.
I would have wasted that time.
I'm still planning to at some point,
okay.
yeah. So the background looks kind of like old Paddington,
they're like
black and white
that have been
drawings.
cut out, yeah.
And the acting and the costumes and the makeup is very Bob Fosse.
Yeah.
It's a bit cabaret. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is.
So it's set in...
But then again, so is LazyTown, if you think about it.
I guess so,
Yeah, I mean, I can't... Yeah, it is, isn't it? They look like...
A bit scary.
Ventriloquist dummies.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. A bit 30s.
Like, not...
Uncanny.
Yeah, uncanny, yeah.
So it's set in LazyTown, of course, and Sporticus is still in it, and he's still played by Magnus Scheving, but he's not a superhero. He is an elf. He's a little elf.
Yeah.
And he goes around all the different residents of LazyTown and teaches them about the error of their ways. It's very, like, extreme moralising.
Yeah.
It really is. So the characters are Ziggy, who's obsessed with sweets, like in the show, that survived. Trixie, who's like a naughty girl, that survived. Pixel just spends all his time on video games. Stingy, who...
Say what you see, really.
Yeah. Stingy, who doesn't share. And Stephanie, who is an out-of-shape dancer. So that's changed slightly. And there were 2 stage shows, and Robbie Rotten only showed up in the second one, actually. But it was a household name in Iceland. And I wonder if... What were you going to say?
I was going to ask what year the
stage show
came
out.
out.
I think it was 2001. But I could be wrong. Hang on. No, the opening year was 96.
Yeah, I did think.
So a year after the book.
Like, on retrospect, it's a bit hypocritical to be calling fruit and vegetables, was it? Sports candy,
yeah.
In the land where nothing is pollinated.
Yeah.
You don't got fruit, Iceland, right?
Oh, they can't help it.
Like,
the
you
vitamins.
import your fruit, fellas. Well,
What do you want them to do? I also think that, like, it's not that difficult to become a household name in Iceland. Because Iceland's
there's like 3
tiny.
or 4 households.
Yeah. So then Nick Jr. commissioned a TV show.
Right.
And that was in, give me 1 second, I used to know this, 2003.
Okay.
So it was all shot in a small town outside Reykjavik.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm saying that and not the actual name of the town is because I know how to say Reykjavik and I don't know how to say the place it is.
Show me.
Okay. It's in yellow.
Gardabear?
Yeah, fine. That's as good as any guess I'm going to come up with.
The thing is that when they start introducing letters, what I don't know.
Yeah. It's really hard to read when you don't know letters.
When I can't read.
When you don't know your phonics, your jolly phonics. So each episode cost the equivalent of $1 million.
That's a lot for a TV
Yep,
show.
5 times more than the average kids' TV show. I think it is still the most expensive kids show that's been produced ever.
Me, yeah.
So it was more than 30 languages. 180 countries. So basically,
That's
every
all
country
but 16 countries.
Yeah.
There's no use in crying. You gotta keep trying. Because in the end you will discover there is always a way. You gotta know you can make it. There is always a way. You gotta believe in yourself. Soon you'll be shining. 'Cause you never stop trying. Really to believe there is always a way.
I want to chat Robbie Rotten.
That really does sound like how it's slang, doesn't it? Like for talking shit, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Robbie
Yeah. Tell me what you remember of him.
Square head.
Yeah.
He got like a really like square head.
He was like Waluigi.
Yes, yeah, he was. Yeah, well, because Sportacus was Luigi.
Yeah.
And then Robbie Rotten was evil Luigi.
Yeah, yeah. He was the best part of the show, to be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
Nobody wants. The thing is, as a kid, right? The guy coming around pushing vegetables and like jumping jacks or whatever it was, star jumps. Sorry.
Yeah,
Stuff.
it's up to you.
That's
Meg.
it's not interesting to kids, is it? Kids want the sweets and the sitting watching TV.
Well, you grow up and you realise like all the memes were kind of generated by the hero that played that character because he really played the fuck out of that character.
He did, yeah.
He gave his entire heart and soul to it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you remember when he went viral for the song? It was one of the later seasons, and that song "We Are Number One" went viral. And then it was found out by the internet that he had cancer, and he also found out that he'd gone viral. So he did like a live stream with the other actors who were in that scene with him.
Yeah,
and raised a lot of money for like healthcare and stuff. He just seems like a really, really cool guy. And then he stopped having cancer, and then he got it again, and he died. Which is really, really sad.
I do remember him dying.
Yeah, it was really sad. He really played that character so well.
Yeah,
like it's the fact that he was the most active person in the show. Like he moved around.
Yeah, he
so
did, yeah.
much. Like Sportacus was almost robotic. Robbie Rotten was like just a brilliant clown. He was so good.
We should acknowledge now, though, that even though this is children's TV, the puppets are, like, horrible.
Yeah,
They're fucking horrible.
Like,
let's be honest, it's like when you see, have you ever been to, like, an antiques sort of...
I've been to many, yeah.
You know those big antiques places that you go in, and the rooms are just stuffed full of shit?
Yes, I love those places.
And you have those... old dolls and like mannequins and stuff. That is what they look like. It looks like someone has gone and pinched like a ventriloquist doll and painted it.
Yeah. Like with Jim Henson style puppets, there's not a lot of components to them that move. They're basically a mouth.
Also, they're nice and little and like charming and like often fluffy.
Yeah. And they can communicate like just with one person's hand, like so many emotions. Like Kermit has lots of visible different emotions. These puppets are really complex, but they're very stiff.
Yeah.
They're like in a constant like rictus grin kind of thing. Like, yeah, they're not bagpuss, are they? They're not.
They're not charming.
No.
They're I would say very horrible.
Like everything else looks incredible in that
it
show.
is interesting that they've gone for that. I don't know, maybe in other countries they don't have the same sort of connotations that they do here. Like maybe it's not like a universal thing to find puppets like that creepy.
Yeah, maybe.
But they are creepy to me.
Yar, fiddle indeed. Being a pirate is a wretched deed. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You are a pirate. We got us a map to lead us to a hidden box that's all locked up with locks and buried deep away. We'll dig up the box. We know it's full of precious booty. Burst open the locks, and then we'll say hooray!
Yacht
Series 1 and 2 of LazyTown had like 100 million episodes, and it was the actress for Stephanie was Juliana Rose Morillo, I think. And then for for series 2 and 3, there were like maybe 24 episodes, and it was another actress called Chloe Lang. And Juliana Rose Morillo has just dropped off the face of the earth. Like, no one hears from her anymore. She's not an actress. Chloe Lang is still an actress. And the first one is the one that you and I probably recognise.
Okay.
Like, there's no way you'll have seen the later ones.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a couple. I can't imagine you'll have seen them.
No.
But every time I watch it back, which is not a lot, I want to make that clear, but I think...
I watch my grown-up programmes, I promise.
Oh my God, I'm watching Ozark right now. It's like averaging 3 deaths per episode. It's
Do you know
really
what I've
dark.
started watching?
What have you started watching?
I've started watching the Harry and Meghan documentary, which is probably also going to average 3 deaths an episode.
I saw Jason Bateman get his toenails ripped off the other night in some sort of torture scene. It was really dark.
Yeah, well, I watched Meghan Markle for an hour.
That's so mean. She's a nice lady.
No.
No?
I wasn't saying that as this is a horrible thing. I was like, I'm better than you because she's like the most beautiful person on the planet.
No, you win. Sorry, every time I'm watching back Juliana Rose Morillo's episodes, I'm struck by how brilliant she is. Like, she really, really, like, is mature as an actress. Yeah, she really does.
Really has energy.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's no realism in there at all. But you know how, like, young kids can't sometimes understand what genre something is supposed to be?
Yeah.
She knows exactly what she's in.
Yeah.
And she plays it really, really well. And she's a brilliant singer, brilliant dancer. She's just so charming.
Yeah.
She's just unbelievably charming in it. Like, she's someone that the thing about Stephanie is that you could get annoyed with her really, really quickly. But you don't. She's just really good.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the music section of this podcast.
Okay.
Because I think, and this is just, it's my own personal brand. I really love, like, trashy Europop.
Yep.
And I've always wondered, why does the LazyTown music slap so hard? Like, harder than it has any right to as a kids show.
Well, for the same reason that Iceland always do so well in Eurovision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I don't
stuff,
think there's any way of quantifying it as people from a different culture, because we call it Eurotrash, but it's not trash to them. It's just trash to us because we're fucking miserable little islands.
It's a nasty term.
It is a nasty term.
Yeah. I don't really like the term Eurotrash, but I do think it is very descriptive.
Yeah,
it paints
the thing
a good
is, I don't
picture.
think it is trashy.
No, it's not.
I just think it's,
because
it's
like,
upbeat, which is exactly the kind of music I listen to.
Because it's like bubblegum filler type music.
Yeah.
But it is good.
What's wrong with your taste in music saying I like having a good time?
Exactly,
What's wrong with that?
Yeah. And with the LazyTown music, like you can listen to too much. Like it's so energetic. It's like it's so synthy, and Stephanie's voice can be quite a lot.
Yeah.
And somewhere around this room, I have my LazyTown CD. And
fucking what?
Yeah, that's right. Did you not know I had one? I've got a LazyTown CD.
That's why I said you fucking what?
No, if I can find it, I'm gonna get it out.
Your parents must have really hated themselves.
Well, here's a story. When I dug out this CD from the depths of my childhood home this summer, I was so excited, and I demanded that on a very long car journey with the 5 of us, my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, that we played the CD. And, I mean, I was having a marvellous time.
Were they?
Well, Arthur and Betty were. My mum, I couldn't tell. My dad was, like, stoic. So...
do you know, if I had that CD and I was going on a long car journey with my mum and dad, which I am going to do on Monday.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try it. But I know that
You can borrow it.
If I said, shall we play the LazyTown CD? They'd say, no.
Well, they knew how excited I was.
They'd say, cars haven't had CD players for many a year.
Ours does.
Ours does as well.
Yeah. Not everyone has the newest car. We don't update every year. So there are 20 tracks.
Oh my God, it could fit 20.
My dad got up to about 17. Bless his heart. And he finally said, Elsie, I know you really wanted this, but I can't anymore. I can't.
He said, I turn it off or I drive this car into a ditch.
It was just hurting his ears far too much.
And he was in the front.
He really tried, though.
Was he driving?
He was driving,
I feel like if you're driving, you should have a bit more of a say than the passengers because you are doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. This is something I want to read from the back of the little inside cover bit. Get the official LazyTown ringtones and video clips for your mobile now.
Remember when you used to have ads on the telly, which was like download it with like 03 for Lights by Ellie Goulding.
Yeah. Follow the instructions below. Text LazyTown, then a space, and then the item code for the tone that you want to.
Do you reckon if we did it now it would work?
That's what I'm thinking.
What's the
Shall
number?
we?
What's the number? Didn't get delivered.
Oh no. Oh, you can also get video clips.
Number has clearly been deactivated.
Free promotional clip, so an advert basically. You can download an advert for LazyTown onto your phone. Or wallpapers. So there's a Sporticus wallpaper, a Stephanie wallpaper, and a Robbie wallpaper.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'll just go onto the internet and download a photo.
Just take a screenshot.
Take a screenshot.
The world we live in.
Remember when life used to be difficult?
Oh, that's so sad.
And now it's difficult in a different way. Do you know what? When I was at my eyelash appointment, she told me I couldn't cry, and I said, oh, I don't know about that because the price of butter's making me very upset.
But at least you can just screenshot whatever Stephanie poster you want.
Yeah, at least.
At least we've got that.
At least we've got that, else.
Here is a review I found interesting of the LazyTown CD. I'm not going to read all of it because it's really long, but it's much the same all the way through. This is a great CD from a great show. Specifically, the sonic textures in the music production itself are second to none.
Did you leave this review?
No. Very interesting use of sound layering and imaginative spatial ambiences. The upbeat techno songs like 20 Times Time, Teamwork, and Always Away stand out as best overall. Well worthy lengthening into a dance floor mix for sure. However, one of the absolute best LazyTown songs from the show didn't make it onto the CD, thus my 4-star rating instead of 5.
Review by Elsie's dad.
It goes on like that.
We'll be the first to go and maybe say hello to aliens that glow on Jupiter and Mars. Prepare for the race, then we'll take a trip right to outer space. Who knows what we might see out in the galaxy. Hang on, we'll be there soon. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We'll play with the satellites. Race past the northern lights. Hang on, we'll be there soon. Maybe land on the moon. Take a trip into outer space.
I don't know if I should talk about this. I'm going to talk about this. There was a rumour, like, when she stopped being Stephanie, it's like, whatever happened to blah, blah, blah? And there was, like, this internet rumour that she became a prostitute. And I remember being in, like, primary school, and people were like, oh, she became, blah, blah, blah. And I remember thinking at the time, like, so? Like, I don't care.
Elsie
I do
was
not care.
progressive before it was
Well, they're your words,
popular.
but yeah. Like, I remember when it was found out that not Gabriella Montez, what she called Vanessa Hudgens, sent nudes to Zac Efron.
So?
I know. I remember like everyone in my class was talking about it in year 5, and I was like, "Am I so?"
In the last week, I say week, in 2 days over the weekend, I watched all of the Princess Switch and the sequels, and
they're like Hallmark kind of Netflixy Christmassy movies. Yeah, I know.
But I am nearly 24 years of age, have been aware of Vanessa Hudgens since High School Musical, and have only just realised that she's half Filipino.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Never realised.
Yeah.
Never realised.
Yeah. Well,
And I only realised because in the final film, her character says it.
But in High School Musical, like, you'd be forgiven for thinking that she was Hispanic because her mum speaks Spanish to her.
What? And her name is Gabrielle Montez. I mean,
Gabriela Montez. Yeah.
But then again, I mean, Filipino, the Philippines. This is not going to make it in, but the Philippines is the Philippines has got, because it was colonized by the Spanish.
Oh, I'll keep that in. That's interesting.
So
I didn't know that.
I've met a lot of Filipino Gabrielas.
Sure, yeah.
Because there's like...
Have you met a lot of Filipino Gabrielas?
I've met about 3.
Oh, wow.
Which I think, yeah. Because there's quite like...
What's that quote? If I had £1 for every time...
If I had £1 for every Filipino Gabriela I'd met.
I'd have £3, which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened 3 times.
Yeah, it's like there's... So it makes sense that she would be called Gabriela Montez and still be Filipino rather than Hispanic or like
Hispaniola.
I said Hispanic.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
Why
talking
would
about
I say Espanol?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's not very interesting, but...
Oh, it is, though.
And also, I'd rather you didn't keep it in because I'm not very good at history.
Well, look at you using your Spanish degree. Degree, everyone. I mean, I should say she's not a prostitute.
How do you know?
It's fine to be a prostitute.
I
think
didn't say it wasn't.
She's like some kind of doctor.
How do you think I pay my bills?
Yeah, I know you've got that little webcam channel, haven't you?
Do you want to know what my number and code is?
Can I download a wallpaper?
Yeah.
No, I think she's like a doctor or something. But
there's
such a horrible trend of like assuming without any evidence whatsoever that child stars have become like sex workers or have gone off the rails somewhere. Yeah, like I remember Mara Wilson wrote a thing.
I think this every time I see Asa Butterfield.
Oh no, not little Asa Butterfield. But yeah, Mara Wilson, I remember, wrote some article called like so many reasons why child stars go mad, and because she was one, and she got out of acting while she was still a kid, and she said the reason is because people are just constantly waiting for them to do that thing. But there are loads of child stars that haven't.
Mara Wilson, for the last time, I'm not a prostitute.
Oh, she's written a lot about the way that child actors are treated.
Stop.
No, I know. She's prolific.
Yeah,
she's a prolific writer.
Beneath the bed, the goats are ooky. Skeleton bones are kooky. Your teddy bear's name is Pookie. But late at night he is spooky. Boo! It's only me. Boo-ba-doo-boo, I scared you. Click on the light, there's nothing there. Everything's vanished in the air.
I've just realised we've been assuming that everyone who's listening to this actually has seen LazyTown. Why are you listening to this if you haven't seen LazyTown?
I don't think we're doing a very good job of convincing you to watch it either.
No, but we should explain what your typical episode is.
Okay.
So,
I just think that LazyTown, out of all the kids shows that we're going to talk about, has, as good as it is, actually has very little appeal for adults. Unless you like you like the music, and you're not normal. So
no,
I think apart from that, I actually think it does have very little appeal for adults.
I do see where you're coming from. I kind of think that like the Robbie Rotten stuff is amusing to a point.
I don't think I'd watch the only kid shows that I would go back and watch now, apart from things for like genuine entertainment, wherein I have gone back and watched things like Young Dracula because they were quite entertaining.
Yeah.
I watch for the charm and rather than like
they're either family shows and you can still watch them, or you're watching them ironically.
Yeah.
Which is what
but
this is.
I wouldn't go back to watch LazyTown just because Robbie Rotten is a bit entertaining.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know exactly what you mean. So episode 1 is where it all starts.
Well,
And,
yeah.
we need to...
God, who would have thought that 1 comes first?
It was the pilot.
Right.
I don't know if they called it that. But basically, that's the setup. And then everything else is like, there's no more story.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, little girl, human girl, arrives in a town to stay with her uncle.
LazyTown.
LazyTown. To stay with her uncle, who is the mayor. Mayor Meanswell, he's called.
So her uncle's is a puppet.
Her uncle's a puppet, yes.
Weird.
It is weird, yeah. And all the kids in the town are puppets.
Do you think that is because they couldn't, in all good conscience, in all good...
Yeah, go on.
In all...
Take your time.
Is that because... Do you think that is because they couldn't, in all good consciousness,
Yes.
get a load of fat kids for a TV show?
Well, they weren't all fat. They all had different vices. Look, listen. Being fat is not a vice.
I know it's not. I know it's not a vice. It's just funny.
In fact,
Just a funny one. I know that they don't mention size, but going back to the original book, we know why it was written. We know why it was written else.
We do, but I appreciate the way that it doesn't sort of focus on...
He might as well have said, I hate fat kids.
Oh, come on!
Watch this play.
You're being so uncharitable.
I'm hoping to God you edit most of this out.
No.
Because
Never.
the way that I am at home cannot seep out into the way I present myself to everyone else.
Well, think about that.
The thing is, you can't though, can you? You can't hire.
No, you can't. No.
Yeah,
But-
they're kids, right? So
But if they had hired like really skinny kids, it wouldn't have made a difference to the content of the...
no, that is
the
true.
words
That's
wouldn't
true.
have changed. So yeah, Stephanie arrives. She wants to like play games outside, and she can't find anyone to play with because
They're all puppets.
they're all puppets. So she
It's like,
meets.
I can't play football with you because I haven't got any feet.
And she's all sad about it. Oh no, she does. She convinces them to go out and play. She sings a song. They're having a good time. And then Robbie Rotten comes along, and he's like, "Oh no, this outsider is getting the kids to be active." And for some reason, I don't know why he thinks it's his problem, but
And then he lures them back to his lair with cake.
Do you remember the cake he used to eat?
No, I don't.
It was like a prop cake, but it was covered in like a lot of cream, and I used to feel sick watching him eat it. It was vile.
But that smells bad.
It was really, and it was always purple. It was like a purple and white frothy looking thing. It was gross.
It would be purple though.
Yeah, he was
because that's
purple.
Robbie Rotten's brand.
That's Waluigi. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, the story. So he plays on all the kids' vices. Like he's like, I've got this new CD-ROM for you to play with. So Pixel fucks off, and Stingy, I don't know what he says to Stingy, something like, I've stolen one of your like items or whatever. And he gets them all to go away, and Stephanie's sad, and her uncle tells her there was back in the day a superhero with a number 9 on his chest, and he lived in the sky, and if you can send a letter to him, he'll come down and help. So she sends a letter up into the sky. There's like this contraption that sends this thing up to the airship. I don't know how anyone missed the airship. Like, where's this superhero gone? But the lore of LazyTown is that like there was a superhero, and that the whole town was active and beautiful, and then he went away. And now everyone's lazy. It's weird. It's very, very bare bones, but like she lures him down. He's got a number 10 on his chest. Turns out it's like a crystal that flashes whenever someone's in trouble. And the town's in trouble, and he gets them all to be active. And then every episode that follows, Robbie Rotten tries to get the kids to be inactive, Sporticus tries to get them to be active. It's usually framed by some sort of like sporting tournament or like a party that's happening in the town, like anything basically. It's like a simple concept.
What do the parents of LazyTown make of Robbie Rotten?
This is what I want to talk to you about later, actually.
Right.
Because this is interesting.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. You're jumping the gun slightly. And another running thing is that the way that Robbie tries to like foil their plans of being good citizens is like he dresses up a lot. He's got all these costumes.
I'm the master of disguise. I can vanish from your eyes. I can be in different places with my many funny faces in disguise.
So yeah, that's the structure of LazyTown. Robbie Rotten tries to ruin everyone else's fun by dressing up. Essentially.
Camp.
Do you think there's like, I mean, Rule 34 states that if you can conceive of it, there is porn of it on the internet.
That isn't what I thought you were going to I don't know what I thought you were going to say, but I didn't think you were going to bring porn into this.
Well,
because she's a sex worker now, remember?
One of us had to address it.
It hadn't even crossed my mind.
Come on. One of us had to. I know.
Genuinely hadn't.
I know. Sporticus and Robbie Rotten. There has to be. I don't think you would even need to look hard to find. Like.
Well, then I suggest that you look.
Well, no. Do you actually suggest that?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to. I don't want to because I know it's there. I know I'll find it.
Okay.
Another very famous meme is the cooking by the book.
Yep.
Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Mashup.
Yeah.
Which is genuinely, and I'm not even being funny, I think it's a bop.
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. If the way is hazy, you gotta do the cooking by the book. You know you can't be lazy. Never use a messy recipe. The cake will end up crazy. If you do the cooking by the book, then you'll have a...
Break it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. Drop that ass down, load it, pick that motherfucker up. Break it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. Drop that ass down, load it, pick that motherfucker up. Now back that pussy, she's a motherfucker. Hey, back that pussy, she's a motherfucker. Now back that pussy, she's a motherfucker.
Do you remember it?
I do remember it. I don't know if I think it's a bop.
I really think it is.
You made your dad play 17 of the 20
I know
LazyTown
I did.
tracks.
I know. But I think it's really good. And I am going to be sampling a bunch of these songs in this episode just to get... there are so many good ones that I'm not, I'm just going to try and fit in as much as I can without getting sued by Nick Jr. Can you imagine anything less cool?
If we're not making any royalties from this, I don't know what they could sue you for.
No, exactly, yeah.
And there's me telling the world that I don't know how the law works.
Oh, speaking of law. Was that a segue? Yeah,
what, into the porn bit?
No, we've left the porn bit behind. We're talking about...
Have you mentioned the law?
No, I'm talking about LORE law.
Oh.
Like deep LazyTown law.
Why would I have thought that?
I don't know.
How has
Meg.
LazyTown got law?
You'd be surprised. So it's a fun pastime to read dark theories about nostalgic things of the past, right?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Reddit's full of it. But LazyTown... I actually got chills reading some of this stuff. It's really horrible. Okay, so I found a bunch of different ones. A very popular one is that they're all dying of radiation.
I've heard that one as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk you through the main points of that.
I wouldn't call this law. I would call these theories from people on the internet who've got nothing better to do with their time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm the one reading it, so I'm not much better.
You've got his back against the wall. You
So the nuclear waste town one, do you remember in the opening sequence, it shows LazyTown as like the only green area?
Yeah.
And like everything else is genuinely a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's the fact that there's no straight lines in the town. I mean, obviously that's a stylistic choice, but if you want to go down this path, if you're...
because everyone knows that nuclear fallout turns everything wobbly.
Well, it makes things mutate. And, you know, the puppets, maybe they're, you know, that's a...
You don't turn into a puppet
No,
from
but,
radiation. You get cancer.
I know. Stephanie is new to the town and she's not yet a puppet. She's the most normal looking one.
Yeah.
Right?
And one who lives in a cave and he's not a puppet, and one who lives in the sky and he's not a puppet either, and that's it.
Yeah. They don't have parents. There's 7 people living in this town. And this town is like a barren wasteland, basically.
Yeah. There's 7, like the dwarves, and then Stephanie is...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Snow White, and
Yeah.
probably likes birds. I don't know.
She probably does.
And that's why they've all got dwarf names, like Stingy.
So this is where it gets interesting. So Robbie Rotten lives in an underground bunker. And he's,
Sorry, yeah, not a cave, an underground bunker.
and he's always trying to get people to stay inside. Stephanie comes to the town and she's trying to get everyone to like
go
outside, and he hates that. The video that I watched explaining all this had it all in like this washed out yellow colour, and it actually made me like worried. I was like, please get inside. Like it was causing me a lot of stress. And like the theories like go as deep as like Pixel, his house is covered in like satellites, and like it's his job to be that sort of person in this tiny community that's struggling to survive. So it goes into like all the different roles of the different villagers. But there's this idea that Sporticus is like a figment of their collective imagination, and they're all going crazy, and no one really knows Stephanie's true purpose. Like, why is she in the town convincing them to come out, and her hair's starting to turn pink because the nuclear radiation's finally getting to her. And Robbie Rotten is like the tragic hero that is trying to keep civilization together, basically. I think it's a fun little theory. It's fun. Yeah. It's a fun time.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And there's another one. The last one I'm going to talk about, because, you know, we could spend a long time doing this, but people already think that I don't have a life. So.
Can confirm.
Yeah. When, in the very first episode, that's why I brought this up, when the mayor says there used to be a hero with a number 9 on his chest. And then he could have made a mistake. He could have been misremembering it because it's actually a number 10 on Sporticus's chest. Or there was a number 9. What happened to the others?
Or it was a continuity error.
I mean,
third option.
More likely, Mayor Meanswell has a bad memory.
Yeah.
But do you remember that song that went viral?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I don't know. I was just saying, yeah, for the purposes of the recording.
It was called We Are Number 1. And it was sung by Robbie Rotten.
What? Elsie's looking at me like she stumbled across a big secret. I was like, can you believe this? I'm like, believe what?
Just basically, a lot of people think that Robbie Rotten used to be what Sporticus is.
Yeah.
That he was the first one.
But we are number 1. I am number 1. We are number 1.
Yeah, because he clones himself in that episode and they're all singing We Are Number 1.
What?
He clones himself in that episode and they're all singing We Are Number 1.
Yeah, I got that. I didn't mean what, as in please repeat yourself.
I mean, it's something that asks more questions than it answers. It's like a dark little sort of, oh my God, what has Robbie done with all of them, basically. Let's read some reviews from our favourite website, Common Sense Media.
Okay.
Same as we did last week, we're going to have some sad music. because, like I said...
Is the music alternating between the weeks, or are you keeping the same?
No, it's the same. Royalty free.
Okay.
It's whatever I found on YouTube.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to go first. Sophia F. So first off, this show is very loud, and the songs are worse than High School Musical. Also, why is there a 12-year-old girl with her friends that hang out with a ripped 40-year-old dude? Honestly, I feel like it teaches all kids pretty bad things. Whenever I watch it, I feel like the Sporticus dude is going to kidnap one of these kids. It really makes me feel uncomfortable. And guess what? My kids never ask for sports candy, brackets fruits or vegetables, after watching this show. This show has absolutely no purpose other than to get money for the creator, actors and channel.
Winter Chloe. The characters give my daughter a lot to think about. However, Stingy is the one my daughter is taking after. Everything is hers and she hates to share. My mum thinks it's a phase.
Dawn 13400. My 4-year-old screams to turn this show off when it comes on. She hates it.
Queen of Magnolia. It's just too much. Too much for a young brain to handle. Like, where is this lazy town? I used to believe this town was a real town that existed in America, and it scared me. Thinking of this show stresses me out.
Redma 97. The characters are pretty weird, and why is it called LazyTown if it's not about being lazy? Unless they were making a joke, but most kids watching the show are too young to understand sarcasm. It doesn't seem too education to me, but that's just my opinion.
Jazer. Okay for youngies. I personally don't like this one.
Far Off Star. I honestly can't stand this show. My son tunes out when it comes on, and I usually change the channel. While I like the emphasis on healthy eating and being active, I find the puppets kind of creepy looking, and the acting of the actors obnoxious. The songs are cute, but just wait until your kid starts acting like Stingy. Bad role model.
McCalv. This show is about a girl who dances with friends. The villain is a loser. He can't do anything. Don't watch this!
He can't do anything! That was Common Sense Media, everyone. The most sane of all the review websites.
Yes, sane.
They're all having a normal one over on Media Mumsnet, is what I like to call it. One final thing I want to talk about is that Magnus Scheving, the man who started it all, he was in a Jackie Chan film called The Spy Next Door.
Really?
He was. He played a supervillain who wanted to destroy all the world's oil supplies. Which is ambitious, isn't it?
All of them.
I've not seen the film. I think it's like a sort of light-hearted family film about a family and there's a spy that lives next door, and that's Jackie Chan, and they get taken on this mad adventure. But Magnus Scheving's in it, and I saw there is like a YouTube video with just his parts.
Yeah.
I want to say that I recommend it. I don't know if I do.
Okay.
He essentially plays like evil Sporticus. Like, I don't know about his range as an actor. Like, he plays Sporticus very well.
Yeah.
He's retired now. Someone's taken over the role of Sporticus in like the live shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be making any more because he's like in his 50s.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no use in crying. You gotta keep trying. Because in the end you will discover there is always a way. You gotta know you can make it. There is always a way. You gotta believe in yourself. Soon you'll be shining. 'Cause you never stop trying. Really to believe there is always a way.
So unless you have anything else to say about LazyTown, I think I'm done.
I just think, you know. I just think I find Robbie Rotten just a bit oddly attractive. Do you know what I mean?
Before I go on, is this like a joke or like?
If you say yes, you can leave it in, and if you say no, you have to cut it out.
I definitely find him the most likable person in the show, and sometimes I mistake that for thinking that someone's attractive. I think that's what's happened here, maybe.
On today's episode of Elsie Doesn't Know What She Feels.
But your type used to be very skinny men.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a hangover
malnourished.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he's always in a bunker eating cake.
Wasting disease.
Disease. He's got gout.
He does not get enough sunlight, that is for sure.
That's for sure.
Do you think he's attractive?
The thing is, I think he is attractive, but that is because the actor is an attractive man.
Yes, that's right.
So
yeah.
You know,
I think that his Icelandic accent, so he's acting in English and he's got an Icelandic accent. It's just something that you very, very rarely see.
Yeah.
On like English TV.
Yeah.
So it's really unusual, but oh, what a talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think no amount of massive chin is going to make someone that attractive ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he is. In the recorded version of Michael Flatley's Lord of the Dance, the guy that plays the villain in that looks a lot like Robbie Rotten, and for a long time I thought it was him.
Thought it was the same person.
Because I did Irish dancing when I was a kid, and someone who, yeah, I know.
We're never going to monetize this now.
No.
No, we're not giving her money. She used to Irish dance.
Oh, that's so mean. Some people put a lot of effort into it.
Not you.
Not me. I wasn't very good. But yeah, someone that knew that I was an Irish dancer. Someone that did Irish dancing. They said, "Did you know that the actor who played Robbie Rotten was an Irish dancer as well?" Which is not true.
Not true.
But because I thought that was true, and the guy in Lord of the Dance looked like Robbie Rotten, I kind of thought they were the same, and they wore the same colour as well.
For God's sake.
And they had the same hair. Yeah, it was. I thought that it was the same guy, but nah.
Every time you mention the fact that you used to do Irish dancing, I realise that I have to forget it. Do you know what I mean?
So that you can find it funny next time.
I think I
must,
must, on some level, push it out of my mind.
It's not that shameful. There are worse things one could do.
Well, yeah.
It's just weird.
I'm not saying it's shameful.
It's just so weird.
It's just fucking weird. And I wholeheartedly mean this. If you were listening to this and you Irish dance, why?
Imagine if our entire listenership was Irish dancers and we just lost them all. Like all of them, everyone gone.
I think that in order to do that, you got to have a sense of humour about it.
Yeah, and
I used to line dance.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
No. Did you go with your mum?
No.
You went on your own?
Do you think that you've met my mother? Do you think that she'd lower
but
us?
it's such a mum thing to do.
Yeah, but
it's a grandma thing to do.
Yeah, but do you think that my cool mum would lower herself to going line
she's
dancing
really cool.
with her daughter?
Yeah.
She would be seen fucking dead line dancing with a kid.
Why did you do that?
One of my friends did it.
Okay.
And her mum ran it.
Right.
So
right.
I went along for a few years.
Yeah. I think that Michael Flatley doesn't have a sense of humour about him. I mean, I don't know the guy, but I think he takes himself very seriously.
Yeah, I can see that.
But he's put on some good shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my sort of thing.
No, that's absolutely
isn't my
fair.
sort of thing. I don't know why I fucking did it.
Well,
it's nice to have a hobby.
The thing is,
nice to get out of the house.
They're both often done in lines.
Yeah.
River dance is like just doing things in a line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Food for thought. Something to think
about. I'm sorry that I'm sniffling so much.
It's fine. Okay, so I asked you if you had any more comments about LazyTown, and you dropped the bombshell that you fancy Robbie Rotten. Could you not have mentioned that earlier in the podcast?
That's not what I said, though, is it? That's not what I said, though, is it? That's not what I said, though, is it?
Okay. Pedaling back, rowing all the way back to the boathouse.
I think what I said, and you'll find out when you edit this. I think what I said was, do you not think he's a little bit attractive?
Okay. All right.
Something along those lines. I didn't say...
Oh, what I heard was...
I didn't say, see that guy, I'd do him. That's not what I said.
Yeah, because, sorry, this whole time I've been, like, operating on the... I think I misheard you, and I thought you said that you jumped the bones of Robbie Rotten.
Oh, no.
No.
Obviously, that is what I meant to say.
Right. Just when you've worked out how you feel. This week on... Just let me know. Okay, I think we've done LazyTown. I was so looking forward to doing this episode.
Yeah, it's a good
Genuinely,
one, isn't it?
this is one that I was like proper excited about. I'm thinking about Raven.
Raven, yeah.
Yeah, Raven. Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually watched quite a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I liked the child game shows.
Yeah, the child game shows. The staple of our childhood.
Trapped?
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Trapped.
Yeah, we can.
Can we do Bamzooki?
Oh, yes. Yes, we can. Just a bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
All right, thanks,
For
Meg.
Jake Humphries.
And his horrible shirts.
I'd jump his bones.
No, you wouldn't.
What didn't you say?
His,
jump his bones?
horrible shirts he wears.
I wouldn't jump his bones. I don't find him in the least bit attractive.
So why are you lying?
Imagine that. I find Robbie Rotten more attractive than I find Jake Humphries.
Your boyfriend looks much more like Jake Humphries, though, than he does Robbie Rotten.
Yeah. Because Robbie Rotten looks like a cartoon character.
He might as well have been a puppet. Like, they've never worked harder to make a man look more like a puppet. They could have just had another puppet.
It would be so easy. But the thing is that...
Carl Stephenson. No, Stephen Carl Stephenson.
Stephen Carl Stephenson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a gift.
What a gift.
What a little treasure.
Yeah.
On that note, I think that is the note that we should end on.
That's the note I can stand up and stretch my legs out.
Yep. Thank you for joining me once again, Meg.
Thank you, Elsie.
It's been a pleasure.
Teamwork, do it together. Teamwork, friends forever. We're all for one and one for all. We'll help each other stand tall. With teamwork,
Hey, guess what?
What?
We're on Twitter now.
Are we?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, we are on Twitter. We're at Thots TV. No, Thots __ TV.
Didn't let you have the other
It
one,
was
did it?
really
Yeah.
difficult. Instagram was even more of a struggle. So on Instagram we are at Thots TV, but the O is a 0 because we're just really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to bribe some people for
Follows.
Yeah.
And if you know, you can actually buy followers
Yeah, I
now.
know that,
Yeah.
You've been able to do that for ages, mate.
I know, and it's not what I recommend.
Oh, okay.
Just lots of bots.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could. I don't know. Do you care who our
I
listenership
mean, I think
is?
I'll definitely consider it.
And if you want to send us any comments or complaints or maybe words of encouragement or big cash donations, we're on the Gmail at...
Highlight jokes.
Or jokes, yes. Yeah, if you have any jokes that we
That are
can
longer
steal.
than 280 characters.
Please get in contact at thoughtstv2002@gmail.com.
Lovely.
Thank you for listening. Oh, and give us 5 stars, please.